I'm Stéphane. I'm the co-founder of Amplicity. So Amplicity targets idle industrial batteries in large industrial plants and turn them into a smart energy asset that helps with decarbonization, clean energy adoption, and reducing electricity cost. Backup assets are a big source of funding worldwide, and the reality is that they're hardly used at all. What we do is we install a smart retrofit on an existing industrial backup battery and turn it into a revenue generator. And with the revenue we generate, we basically finance additional battery behind the meter inside the industrial plant. How do we make money? We use the existing battery and the expanded one to generate savings inside the plant, tariff optimization, peak shaving. A small battery can actually do significant peak shaving or peak demand charge reduction inside an industrial plant. And we generate revenues from the grid, typically through electricity market trading. With 1 megawatt hour under contract, we can generate as much as 150,000 US dollars per year. This allows us to have the battery expansion that pays back in less than 20 months, sometimes as low as 50 months. That's much better than typical large-scale energy grid-connected energy storage project, which pay back in more than 5 years. There is a big market. So we start with Singapore. It's very heavily industrialized, 600 sites, 200 priority sites for us. Some customer actually multiple sites as well, which allows to scale quite easily. And then we expand in the rest of Asia Pacific. In fact, we're trying to accelerate our entry into the Australia market, where there is a lot of opportunities. So it's a $3.5 billion market across Asia Pac, excluding China and India. If we look at worldwide, we have more than 2.5 million sites to target. So it's a significant opportunity. We've only launched in July last year. In just 6 months, we managed to, after only very few conversations, we're only scaling BD effort now. We've been focused on fundraising initially. We already have actually 2 contracts under discussion. If we close them probably next month, we'll have already 2 megawatt hour under contract. One with a big data center in Singapore, another one with a large petrochemical plant in Singapore as well. The economics are quite attractive. We can be self-funded and profitable by year 2, but self-funding in year 3. So this scales quite easily. And the good thing is that we only risk capital once we have signed a long-term contract, which is also good in terms of not exposing ourselves too much. The priority is initially to get as many sites under contract as we can. Then we scale and do things on the network that we can do if we have a large installed and energy storage space under control. And then after that, we become an integrated player for industrial users to decarbonize, not just batteries at that point. And there's plenty more that we can do. So by design, our EMS, our energy management system that we use to control the battery is expandable infinitely. So we can add as many applications using the same battery asset as we want. So obviously there's more that can be done on the grid, demand response, shared backup, VPP, etc. So it's endless in terms of the revenue stream we can stack. And why are we doing this? Because every megawatt hour that we put on the grid, at least initially, it will typically shift demand from the carbon intensive time of the electricity on the grid to the less carbon intensive. In Singapore, it's about 20 tons per year. But the real prize is that every megawatt hour of energy storage you put on the system allows 250 kilowatt peak of solar to become a 24/7 source of energy. And that's essentially another 130 tons of CO2 saved. So we are raising up to 2 million US dollars. We actually have already 600,000 in the bank and already subscribed from angel investors. We're probably going to get up to 1 million from angel investors. And we're finishing the due diligence from one large strategic investor, an EPC in Singapore, who will come in at $1 million. And we'll spend the money on the initial project capex, working capital, continuous solution development, and the technical sales team. And of course, cover the first year operating loss. So thank you for your time. And I hope you join us and become part of the Amplicity story.